Do you want a massage?
Absolutely.
While AMC continues to trim the gore, fans call them dickless, and this sanctuary-centric episode was damn enjoyable, even though it was Rickless. It all starts out with a lovely death tribute to Fat Fuck Joey. The head fully intact though, proving that Daryl is a pussy bitch compared to Negan and Lucille. Seriously though, Negan probably thought this was pretty pathetic. I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan did.
Yeah, that Norman's a bitch.
Now back to Dwight, he checks in on Daryl and he notices he's gone, so he goes to his room for a walkie-talkie, and this is where he finds Daryl's prisoner outfit, and he gives it a sniff like a little perv, and he discovers the note that says go now. Now this debunks the fan theory that Daryl was supposed to use the match to burn the note, because the note was evidence, on some type of poor man's James Bond shit, I guess. But back in episode 8, and this is extremely easy to miss, but you can actually see a match on the floor, which all makes sense if you think about it like this. He doesn't know his way around, so he's given a match along with the key, and he follows a thin trail of matches right to a door propped open with a matchbook. Damn, them details are fantastic. Yet, the sound team put heavy boot steps for the person who gives Daryl the note, so either Sherry did have someone else do it, or she's thugging it, I guess. So piecing together some scenes in this episode, in other episodes, and dialogue, we know that Dwight is chilling in his room, examining the handwriting. He has a gut feeling that it belongs to Sherry. Saviors storm in, and they beat his ass. Negan locks him up, and he takes out a search party. Now, Negan says they searched the perimeter for a few hours, but they couldn't find him, and then when he returns, Sherry's missing. He also says good morning to Dwight, so it leads us to believe that this has been a full day since he's locked Dwight up, but he also says he only searched for a few hours, so I'm not sure if it's only a few hours or a full day. So anyway, with Sherry going missing after Dwight gets locked up, Negan shifts his focus onto Sherry. He still questions Dwight, but he lets him out to go look for Sherry and return her. Now Negan is mad, sure, but he doesn't seem to be in a frantic state, sending out his entire crew to search the woods and bring back Daryl's head. He's pretty calm, actually. You can overhear him saying that Simon's gonna go to Alexandria and play the good cop. For Negan, I guess the good cop means ruin the shit out of your home. Anyway, Dwight takes out a hidden pack of smokes with a half-smoked cigarette with presumably Sherry's lipstick still on it, and his wedding ring, which implies these are two of the most treasured items he has, meaning he might not be thinking of returning. I have to say, I think it was really nice setting up Dwight's home in this episode. Well, his home before the world went to shit. Just that little bit, blended to perfection with the note and the message, did a tremendous job fleshing out Dwight and his world. Combining all that with the season 6 introduction of Dwight and his conversation with Daryl about not killing maximizes the story's emotional depth. I absolutely loved it. There's a few interesting points in Sherry's note, too. She talks of Dwight being better than her, adding that most people are. And she confesses she let Daryl go, not for Daryl's sake, but for Dwight's, because Daryl reminded Dwight of who he used to be, and she wanted to let Dwight forget, which shines a light on his cruelty towards Daryl, selfishly trying to stamp out the good so he wouldn't be reminded of it. The note is a crushing blow to Dwight, revealing Sherry didn't know if he would stay with her, bring her back to Negan, or even kill her. They made up this plan that if they ever got split up, they would meet back here and Dwight would bring beer and pretzels. And before Dwight leaves, he pulls out pretzels and beer, leaving them on the table, heavily implying that he was planning on staying with Sherry and getting as far away from Negan as possible. Now, once Dwight returns, alone, the doctor has an interesting scene with him, saying, "Before we understood, we were cowards about it. We don't get to have big hearts. Remember that." And remember that he does. Lying, Dwight gets the doctor killed. I do have to add, the doctor did say something else that's very interesting. He said that no one else in the sanctuary would be forgetting about Sherry anytime soon because of what she did. So that could be incentive, saying, okay, even though I faked her death, I want people to forget about her, so let me just blame the doctor for this, and that way when everyone thinks of Daryl, when they hunt him down, when they're searching for Daryl, instead of them thinking, oh, Sherry's the one who did it, they'll be thinking of the doctor. So I'm thinking that maybe Dwight is hoping everyone will forget about Sherry. Maybe even if they do find her in months from now, 6-8 months from now, they might not even recognize her, hopefully. Some of them, not all of them. Negan definitely will recognize her, you know what I'm saying? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. A lot of fans right now, I think most fans are thinking that this was a way to sabotage the sanctuary, because if they're going into war, keep in mind, this is a war that Dwight has no idea is coming, so it makes it highly unlikely. But if Dwight wanted to sabotage them, he could take out their doctor. If they go to war with no doctor, that's extremely dangerous. However, Dwight knows, just like everyone else knows, that Negan's plan is to just go get the other Dr. Carson from the hilltop. So this didn't do anything. It didn't sabotage them one bit. All they're going to do is go to the hilltop and get Dr. Carson from there. Maybe Rick and gang and Maggie and everybody will be ready to fight at that point in time, and the doctor doesn't go. But Dwight doesn't know this, so it's highly unlikely that this is a sabotage technique. Again, considering Dwight knows they have another doctor at the hilltop. Now, with Eugene's story, we get another sanctuary tour confirming there are two types of saviors. The kings, for lack of a better word, and the workers. Now, there's a point system set up for buying and selling, which again can be a disaster if all the kings do what Eugene did, which is to take all the inventory, dump it into a piss pan, but the kings also sign for what they take, which connects to something that Negan told Dwight in an earlier episode.
You earn what you take.
And that might be the key, the safety net for overconsumption. Kings earn what they take. They go in physical labor debt for what they take. Take more, you work more. Maybe you even work more dangerously. We also get clarification about the wives being sex slaves to the others. Negan tells Eugene it's about hanging out with a woman, just their company, nothing else. Eugene seems to be both playing along and transforming, going from a terrified little baby bitch when he first gets there, to bossing around a worker, to being in charge of a special sanctuary project. One that also calls back to season 6, where Eugene and Abraham first found the building where they make the ammo, and they fought that walker with the metal melted onto his head. And Eugene also mentions this place to Negan, but he didn't seem to give a shit. This is likely set up, because in the comic, Negan just so happened to stumble across the building on accident or by coincidence during a battle. Maybe for the show, he'll be looking for it. Anyway, as Eugene chomps on a pickle, Dwight gets the chills as his brain flashes back to Eugene chomping on his pickle. This is where I started to worry about the direction of these two characters. Not like that, you perv. I started worrying that maybe Eugene would be the messenger for Dwight to unite against Negan. Because since last season, I've been wanting an alliance with friction between Dwight and Daryl. Still hating the shit out of each other, but putting that on hold until Negan is dealt with. But are Eugene and Dwight even going in that direction? I sure hope not. What do you think about it? And also, what do you think about this whole episode? Put those down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.